Hi there, I'm Aki from Aki Gaming, and welcome to another episode of My Waifu or Husbando is better than yours. Each episode, we will be putting two heroes into the spotlight and see who reigns supreme over the other. First, they will be judged by all of their attributes, which includes their stats, weapons, skills, etc. Then, we will put them into a battle simulator and see who's the better one when head on. Not only that, we will also be giving them their best possible skill build and put them into the ultimate mass battle showdown to see who will be crowned the winner of My Waifu or Husbando is better than yours. Let's not wait any longer and introduce our contestants. Standing on the left corner, the major antagonist in Echoes, the first in line to the Regalian throne, the prideful prince, Berkut. And standing on the right corner, the most able knight alive, also known as many as Zig, the leader of Saber Knights, Camus. Whoops, wrong image. Let's do this again. The leader of Saber Knights, Camus. And here we go. Two Lance cavalries from the Grand Hero battle going head to head to see who's the better husbando. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to rumble? Round 1, Stats and Skill. Let's start with their base stats total. Berkut has a BST of 154 and Camus' BST is 155. The first point goes to Camus. What about their rating after weapon and skills? Berkut's total rating is 168 and Camus is 171. 0-2 to Camus. Next is their hit points. Berkut has 43 HP and Camus has 42. Berkut scores his first point, 1-2. Let's look at their attack now. Berkut's attack is 34 plus 14 and Camus is 32 plus 16. Since we will prioritize on their base attack, Berkut will take this point, 2-2. What about their speed? Who is the faster unit? Berkut has a speed of 22 and Camus has 33. Camus takes the lead again. Now, let's look at their defense. Berkut has 31 points in defense and Camus has also 31. It's a draw. Last, their resistance to magical damage. Berkut has a resistance of 24 and Camus has 17. Berkut equalize again. After comparing at all of their stats, the score is currently tied at 3-3. Next, shall we look at their weapon? Berkut wields a lance with his name on it. It has a might of 14 and grants him a resistance plus 4 whenever being attacked. As for Camus, he wields the legendary Gradivus with 16 might. The lance allows him to counter-attack disregarding distance of foes. Whose weapon is better, you ask? Of course, orange counter. 1 more point to Camus. Next, their special. Berkut has Blazing Flame that deals damage equal to 1.5 times of his attack minus defense to foes in an area near target before combat. And Camus, he has Growing Thunder. It's similar to Berkut's special but with a wider area of effect with lesser damage. According to GameMate, Blazing Flame is rated higher than Growing Thunder because of the damage multiplier. Hence, Berkut scores 1 back. Now to their passives. In slot A, Berkut has Water Boost, a passive that boosts his resistance by 6 during combat if his HP is 3 or more higher than 4. As for Camus, he has Granny Shield that neutralizes anti-horse abilities. So, whose A skill is better? Again by referring to GameMate, this time Granny Shield is rated higher than Water Boost. Another point to Camus. And what's left is passive C. Berkut has Ward Cavalry. It grants cavalry allies within 2 spaces a defense and resistance plus 4 during combat. How about Camus? He has Gold Cavalry, a similar skill to Berkut's, but instead of adding defense and resistance, it boosts attack and speed instead. Defense versus offense. Who has the better C skill? Both are very important skill to run in a horse emblem, but Gold is the slightly better passive among the two. Hence, the last point goes to Camus. And that's all for round 1. With a score of 4 against 6, the winner of first round is Camus! You know, the score is a lot closer than what I expected. I always thought it would be a landslide victory for the Saber Knight. Anyway, let's move on to round 2, head-on fight. For this segment, I'm going to use the FEH damage calculator by Krandu. First, we are just going to let them brawl with their default skills, IV with no buff. Let's have a look at the result. It seems none of them gets to take down their opponent in one round of combat. However, Camus has the slight advantage on the returning turn because of his speed. And since we are only looking at one round of combat, it's a draw. How about we give them their recommended skill build? For Berkut, refine Berkut's lance, distant counter, quick repose, horn cavalry, iceberg, and distant defense seal. For Camus, Gradivers, Fury, Quick Repose, God Cavalry, Bonfire, and Distant Defense Seal. And the result? Berkut managed to take Camus down while defending, but Camus couldn't. Even though Camus gets to hit twice during both phases, but it's still not enough to take Berkut down due to his high defense. Hence, the skill inheritance fight goes to Berkut. With that, I hereby declare the winner of round 2 to be Berkut! Wow, one surprise after another. Before we proceed to the final round, let's recap back the result. Both Berkut and Camus has a win in hand. It looks like the winner would be decided in the final round. Who would emerge victorious? Let's find out in round 3, Mass Battle. For this segment, we will be using the same damage calculator as round 2 to calculate how effective are they against all the other heroes. Instead of looking at only their kills, we are going to consider their draws and losses too, and the result will be in the form of percentage. Here's the formula. First, we will calculate the result with their default build. And Berkut draws 84, loses 69, and wins 51. What about Camus? He draws 33, loses 46, and wins 125. Even without changing the percentage, we kinda already know who's the better one, but for the sake of the show, let's convert it. And true enough, Camus has the better rate with 69.3 compared to Berkut with 45.6. What if enemies attack first? Would the result be the same too? This time, Berkut draws 82, loses 60, and wins 62. On the other hand, Camus draws 29, loses 45, and wins 130. After conversion, Camus still has the higher winning rate with 70.8 compared to Berkut with only 50.5%. The default fight goes to Camus. Now, let's move on to their best build. Would Camus win again? Let's look at the result. Berkut draws 17, loses 37, and wins 150. What about Camus? He draws 5, loses 45, and wins 154. Camus has 4 more wins than Berkut, but we still have to convert it to percentage to have a more accurate reading. And Berkut got a higher winning rate with 77.7, a mere 1% more than Camus. What if enemies attack first? Would the result be the same too? This time, Berkut draws 17, loses 29, and wins 158. On the other hand, Camus draws 7, loses 18, and wins 179. After conversion, Camus has the higher winning rate with 89.5 compared to Berkut with 81.6. Let's add up both phases and average it out. And Camus wins the skill inheritance fight too. Hence, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of this episode, My Waifu or Husbando, is better than yours is Camus! What a close fight to the finish line. Even though Berkut beats Camus in a head-on fight, but because of his lack of speed, he lost out during the last round. However, I'm personally impressed with Berkut's display of strength. It turns out he's better than I thought he would be. Maybe I should use him more often now. So, what's your thought on the result? Who do you think should have been a better Husbando? Let's discuss. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to Aki Gaming for more interesting content like this. You could also leave a comment below to suggest who would you like to feature in a future episode. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next episode of My Waifu or Husbando is Better Than Yours.